Preface and Introduction for The Dixie Book of Days. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. The Dixie Book of Days by Matthew Page Andrews. Preface and Introduction. Preface. In the preparation of this volume of quotations illustrative of the history and literature of the South, the editor wishes to acknowledge the kindness of publishers in granting permission to make selections. He desires especially to express his appreciation of the courtesy of the following firms: D. Appleton and Company, Bobbs Merrill Company, The Century Company, Doubleday, Page and Company, Harper and Brothers, Houghton Mifflin and Company, B. F. Johnson Publishing Company, P. J. Kennedy and Sons, J. B. Lippincott Company, Longmans, Green and Company, Lothrop, Lee and Shepard Company, the Macmillan Company, Martin and Hoyt Company, the Neal Publishing Company, G. P. Putnam's Sons, Charles Scribner's Sons, Southern Historical Publication Society, Alfred M. Slocum Company, Small, Maynard and Company, Stewart and Kidd Company, F. A. Stokes Company, State Company, Stone and Barringer Company, and the Whitehall Publishing Company. Matthew Page Andrews, Baltimore, Maryland, April 30, 1912. Introduction. This volume of brief selections from a wide range of Southern expression in prose and verse leads into fields of American history and literature which perhaps are not well known to the general public. The reader is not offered stacks of straw to thresh over. On the contrary, it has been the aim of the compiler, in a most congenial and delightful task, to afford others easy access to grain that he has already garnered. Generally speaking, the genius of literary production in the Old South did not aspire to an outlet in the field of professional endeavor. There were, however, many gifted writers who regarded production in prose and verse as a pleasant recreation rather than an end, or as an accomplishment common to cultured minds, to be called forth as occasion offered, or when some emotion prompted expression. By way of illustration, William Henry Timrod may be regarded as potentially a greater poet than his better-known son, yet he was one of the occasional poets of the old regime. John Laurens composed a sonnet as he lay dying of wounds and fever incurred in defense of his country, and Stuart, in a later struggle, wrote verses while engaged in riding around McClellan's army. These, and many others like them, never seriously considered revising or publishing their work. They sang from time to time, because to them singing itself is so sweet. This peculiar diffidence is a relic of the past, and at the present time one need but review the list of leading American novelists to find that a remarkably large proportion have come from the South and write on Southern themes. Thus, while the very nature of the South lends itself to sentiment and romance, her history is yet to be written. This little volume attempts, therefore, with particular care to treat of historical events as their anniversaries bring them to mind. Comparatively few are the enduring works of Southern historians, and yet from the beginning of colonization the South has thrilled with the record of daring achievement. In the work of her soldiers and statesmen, the South led in shaping the Republic out of rebellion, revolution, and jarring elements. During and after the struggle with the mother country, Jefferson, Henry, Clark, and Virginia gave to the nation the great states of Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, Michigan, and Wisconsin. It was Jefferson who secured to the Republic peaceful possession of the vast original tract of Louisiana, and it was he, with Lewis and Clark, who made good the claim to the Oregon Territory. Furthermore, the mighty empire of Texas and the far Southwest was brought in under the initiative of the South and the leadership of Polk and Tyler. So did the South mightily assist in making a common government great and strong. But she was likewise building up a power which later overwhelmed her. In truth, she forged the fetters that for 40 years chafed her people under an increasingly oppressive legislation. Since it was a
Sample complete. Ready to continue?